Every morning on Elephant Island, Frank Wild told the men to prepare themselves. Keep your belongings ready. The ship could come today. Then another day passed. No ship came, and the next morning they prepared again. This is against the odds. True stories of survival, courage, and impossible odds. 22 men were still living on Elephant Island. They had watched Shackleton and 5 companions sail away in the James Caird months earlier. Since then, there had been no message, no radio, no confirmation that the boat had reached South Georgia. For all they knew, the 6 men were dead. Frank Wild was now responsible for the camp. Their shelter was built largely from the lifeboats turned upside down. Food came from what supplies remained and from animals they could obtain locally. Clothing and equipment required constant attention. So did morale. Wild tried to maintain routine. The men kept watch. They worked. They prepared for the possibility of departure. And they waited. What they could not know was that Shackleton had reached civilization. He had not forgotten them. His problem was getting back. The first rescue attempt was stopped by ice. Another vessel tried. Again, the sea prevented it from reaching Elephant Island. A third attempt also failed. Weeks continued passing. For the men on the island, nothing explained the silence. There was only the horizon. Then came August 30th, 1916. A vessel appeared offshore. At first, the men had to understand what they were seeing. This was not another iceberg, it was a ship. The Chilean vessel Yelcho had reached them. Shackleton was aboard. As the ship approached, he looked toward the shore. He needed one answer. How many had survived? The reply came back. All of them. Every one of the 22 men Shackleton had left on Elephant Island was still alive. They boarded the Yelcho. After more than 4 months on the island, their waiting was over. And with their rescue, something remarkable became clear. Endurance had been crushed. The expedition had failed to cross Antarctica. The crew had lived for months on drifting ice. They had crossed open ocean in 3 lifeboats. 6 men had sailed hundreds of miles to South Georgia. 3 had crossed its mountains, and repeated rescue attempts had been defeated by ice. Yet all 28 men from Endurance survived. It is tempting to explain that outcome with one person. Shackleton's leadership mattered enormously, but so did Frank Wild, Frank Worsley's navigation, the crews of the lifeboats, the whalers who helped them, the Chilean sailors aboard Yelcho, the equipment that survived, the weather windows that appeared at the right moments, and luck. The Endurance expedition began with a plan to cross a continent. It ended with something much simpler. 28 people trying to get one another home, and in the end, every one of them did.